What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with another review for College Hill Celebrity Edition Season 2, Episode 4, you guys. The episode is titled Masks Off. So, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out the way, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into College Hill Celebrity Edition, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, it picked up where the last one left off. You guys remember in last week's episode, Jocelyn, Tiffany, and Ray, they didn't go to class, right? So Dr. Petty, after class was over, she went over to the house to check on Jocelyn, Ray, and Tiffany, right? Hold on, you guys. So, like I said, you guys, Dr. Petty, she went over to the house after we saw that last week's episode that Dr. Petty went to go visit Ray, Tiff, and Jocelyn, right? It's so interesting to watch this because I don't know no college professor that's going to come to your dorm room. I don't know any professor that's just going to come up to your dorm and be like, hey, you weren't in my class today. What happened? Didn't see you there, right? They don't give a damn. They just go to, they teach to whoever comes to class that day, and it be that, right? So she's talking to Ray J. She's basically told Ray, like, so you gotta ship up, or if you miss any more classes, you're out of here. And I didn't even realize that this is just the first week of class. And I'm like, okay, Ray. Now I know that this is not like real. It is school, right? They are learning things from a curriculum because there are actual other students in this classroom, right? But when you think about it, the first week of class, that's when you get your syllabus, and that's when, you know, the professor tells you what to expect from their class. So for me personally, when I was in college, the first week of school, I was always in my classes on at least the first day. First day I was always there, right? Because you want your syllabus, you want to know what's going on. And with me, when I was in college, right, one of my professors all went pretty quickly, right? They give you the syllabus, you get your books, and once you come to class the next day, it's on and popping. Like we getting into this, right? So Ray missed the first week of class. But yeah, Dr. Petty told him if he misses any more classes, he will be dismissed, right? So she did talk to Tiffany as well, and you know, she told Tiffany the same thing, like, you can't miss any more class. She was able to talk to Tiffany at one point was trying to avoid Dr. Petty, right? But she finally saw Dr. Petty, and so Dr. Petty was like, can you tell Jocelyn I want to talk to her? So she was like, I think she's in her room, so I'll go get her. So Dr. Petty and both Tiffany knocked on Jocelyn's door, but Jocelyn was knocked the fuck out, right? And, you know, Jocelyn is talking about how she's just, you know, she's feeling anxiety. She's just feeling certain things about being in school, right? And understandable, right? Because I remember, like, my first day of college when I switched from my, you know, the community college here in my hometown to the university that I went to, it was completely a different environment. So I remember it was a little overwhelming for me that first week of school. It was a little overwhelming because, one, I was at a whole nother school. None of my friends were there. That was number one. I didn't know the campus, number two. And at my university that I went to, like I said, got to class that first day. They gave us the book. They gave us the syllabus. And the next day so I went to school Monday through Friday, right? So I had my classes that I would go to on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? And I had my Tuesday and Thursday classes. I very rarely did Tuesday and Thursday classes. Most of my classes were Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So actually yes, because I don't even think I went to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If I did I ever go to, when I switched, I can't remember if I went Tuesday and Thursday. I know I did, but it wasn't that many classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. Yeah. So Tuesdays and Thursday classes, I would do those in the afternoon. I would have to have an afternoon block because I don't think I had any in the morning. I think all of my classes would start On Tuesday and Thursday, I think I had maybe 2 classes because I didn't want to overload myself. And then I did have some online courses. Oof, online courses were not for me. There were certain classes that I could do, but yeah, I can get how this situation can be overwhelming. But that's that, you guys. So let's pause here and move forward. So let's talk about Quay real quick, you guys. And I kind of figured this with Quay. I kind of figured Quay was having some issues with himself. Going even back to the episode when Amber was talking about the fact that she is an atheist, right? I knew that Quay was having some issues because he's having some anxiety issues because he's not, he's being himself. He's being Quay and he's not being TT, right? And I was like, see, that's one of the things with being on social media. You put on, people know you as this one persona, and so you get so used to being that person that when you're actually being your real self, it kind of feels a little different, right? So we see that Ray is talking about, he's going to be doing better, right, after his conversation with Dr. Petty. So you guys remember that they went to the EJI. So Ray actually took the initiative to just go and get caught up on everything they needed to get caught up on. And I was like, okay, Ray, I see you. I'm cool with that, right? So after that, we see them as they're in their African American literature class. You guys, that is something that I definitely, if I go back to undergrad, that is something that I definitely want to do. Not undergrad, graduate school. I would never do another undergrad. Graduate school. If I go back, well, yes, I would do an undergrad, but it'll be in something that I want to do it for, right? But if I go back to graduate school and I go to Clark, I definitely want to learn some African American history, right? So in the class, they're reading Paul Laurence Dunbar's We Wear the Mask, right? And I love that they talked about this because, I mean, like I just said about Quay, you wear so many masks. Some people wear masks to, disguise things. Some people wear masks to make their, some people are shy. Some people wear the mask so that their persona that they have, it shows a different side of them, right? Some people wear the mask to mask pain. So I love how we talked about this, right? Masks are very symbolic. So the professor told them that they are tasked to bring in an example of a mask that they wear to hide who they are, right? And that's when I finally noticed, because if you look at the thumbnail of the episode, it has Tiffany with a chain. And I was like, okay. I was like, why does she have a chain? But it made a whole lot of sense once we really got into it, right? So I do want to pause here and I want to move forward, you guys. So let's talk about the mask. So in the class, like I said, they were tasked with presenting the mask, right? So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm not going to go by my notes either, because I'm going to save the one that I really want to talk about for last. So Quay brought his TT wig, right? We all know he like I said earlier, I feel like his personality is we see his personality here, right? But I feel like he feels, he's more comfortable playing the role of TT, right? And it's fine. So Jocelyn, her mask is the material things, right? Parker's mask is her smile. And I know somebody left in the comment section about her being in a relationship with Queen Naja's ex. I forget what his name is. I think his name is Chris, right? And the abuse that she suffered, right? So that was that. Ray J's mask is, it's so interesting with Ray J. So I've been watching Bad Girls All-Star Battle, right? The Ray J that we see on this show and every in Love and Hip Hop and stuff, those are two different Rays. Those are two different Ray J's, right? Ray J the clown, the one that we see on social media, that's definitely something that he plays up to, right? I feel like the real Ray J is completely different. I even remember that Ray J and Brandy did a family reality show with their mom, and he didn't act like this. He didn't act like he does on Love and Hip Hop. It's really interesting, right? So Iman says his mask is a jersey, and I can see that as well. So then Tiffany's mask, well, actually no, let's talk about Amber real quick. Amber's mask is the fact that she over sexualizes herself, and I was like, that's interesting, right? Because you guys know when is the last time that Amber did the slut walk? Because I know at one point that was an annual thing where she did the slut walk. And I think for Amber, I think, well, she said it. She got basically, Amber got ahead of the narrative of people calling her a hoe and stuff right there. And the crazy thing is, nobody even knew who she was. So why do people feel so emboldened to call the woman a hoe? And y'all ain't even met her. Y'all haven't met her. Y'all don't know her, but y'all want to call this woman a whole ass hoe. So then we get to Tiffany. So Tiffany's mask is the I Love New York chain, and it's so interesting because in this moment I was like, you know what? I hadn't even put it together that literally is that is a persona, because she changed her voice. I was like, wait a minute. And I thought about it in this particular moment. I'm like, that was a whole ass voice. That wasn't her real voice. But I actually, you know what? I knew that wasn't her real voice, because if you guys go back to the season 2 reunion, when all the girls wanted to fight her, right? When she said, "Ain't nobody gonna put their motherfucking hands on me," that was Tiffany's real voice. And I was like, wow, it's interesting, you guys. But I did like it, right? So they're getting ready for their midterms, and for the midterms, they can either do they can do a folklore or something else, right? I forgot what it was. It was a folklore that they could do, and I forgot what the other one was. But yeah. So let's pause here, and we're gonna wrap up this episode, you guys. It's so interesting hearing Amber talking about, them in the midterms, right? And how they don't have time to do this, they don't have time to do that. I was like, girl, that was the story of my life when I was in college, right? When I was in college, yes, there would be days that I would wear, I would take time to actually iron my clothes and put on something nice to wear to school, right? But most days I would go in a t-shirt, some gym shorts, or in the winter in some sweatpants and some shoes and some tennis shoes or some sandals, right? Especially when it comes to midterms or an exam day or anything like that, finals and all that kind of stuff. I would go in just plain Jane, right? So just very interesting, right? I do kind of miss my college days, because I actually really did have a whole lot of fun when I was in college, right? So we see Jocelyn. So Jocelyn finally met up with Dr. Petty, right? And she told her that the first week was overwhelming for her, and I understand it, right? This is a new environment for you guys, and I definitely get it. So Dr. Petty just listens to her, and like I said earlier, it's very interesting. I don't know, not one college professor that's gonna come and check on these people, right? But it is what it is, right? So at one point they were getting ready for their they were doing their midterms and all that kind, preparing for their midterms. Here go comic relief Ray being a clown, and him and Jocelyn were having fun, and Tiffany told him, "Shut the fuck up or get out." And I was here for it, right? So after that, Omarion came to the house. They did a sound bath. It really wasn't much of that. So then they're getting ready to go do their so in their French class, they have to do it as they're having a conversation with each other. In their acting class, they have to there's midterm is them having an interview with each one another, right? And the other one was the folklore. I don't know about the one. I don't remember all of the midterms, but we get to the acting class, right? So they're partnered up. It was so interesting. Each one of their partners was not there. Jocelyn, Parker, Ray, and Amber. Those 4 were still at the house. Tiffany, Iman, Orion, and Quay, they all made it to class. So the professor was like, so I'm gonna need y'all to call up y'all classmates and tell them to get their asses. They got 10 minutes to get here, or else all of y'all asses are failing. I was like, ooh, I remember those days. Ooh. I remember those days. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story, because my friends and I, we actually became really good friends. I haven't talked to them in a long time. We still follow each other on Facebook and social media, and I do see them from time to time when I'm at home. But 2 of my good friends that I made in college, Hannah and Ryan. So we had become friends because we, in our one of our classes that we came together to do a project, right? And there was a girl that's, so the reason how this happened is we all sat in a sort, we sat right in front of each other. So we were like, hey, you want to work with together? So we all said yes, right? So, and there was this girl, her name was, I remember her name very clearly. Her name was Miranda, right? So we said, you want to join us? She said, yeah. So she joined us, and we all had exchanged phone numbers with each other. So we were all in the group text with each other. And so my friend, myself, my friend Ryan, and my friend Hannah, we made time to meet up because they both worked. I didn't when I was in college, right? My last 2 years of college, I wasn't working. So I said, well, I can meet y'all anytime that y'all are free, right? So I said, okay, let's meet at this time, da 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 da, right? So I was like, okay. Everybody in the group chat said, cool, right? So it ended up just being us three who would always meet up. So we were at one point we just completely took her out of the group. We just made a whole another group text with just us three on it, right? So we were like, we don't think she's gonna, I said it to them, like, I feel like what she's gonna do is she's gonna wait until the day of to try to reach out to us and see what's going on, right? Lo and behold, the day of class, actually a few days before, she had texted us asking what do we need, right? And we were like, oh, we don't need anything, right? We got it all together, right? So we had all three of us had come together and said she's gonna come to class that day. Because mind you, also she wasn't really coming to class as much either. She would just come to class for the exams. I don't even know if the girl passed the class. Don't care either. But so she didn't come to class at all. She just came for the exams. So the project was due before our final was before we had our final, right? So I told him, I'm like, I bet y'all she's gonna come to class that day of our project, because she did text us and ask us when do we present. We told her, right? And she showed up to class, right? Came time to present, she got up there right along with us, and she didn't have a part. She had no speaking part in it at all. So the good thing about our professor was, at the end of your presentation, he gave there was a paper that we can take, right? And we would rank each other, right? We would say how much everybody contributed to the overall project, right? So we all sat with each other. Me and my other two friends, we went back to our desk and sat down, and we filled it out, because she filled it out too and left, and we filled it out, and we were like, we ain't even give her no credit for this. Like, you didn't contribute to this. So it's just interesting watching this show and thinking back to when I was in college. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.